Hey everybody, it's Mark Masters. It's Always Bookin Comedy. Monday night, our guest is joining right now from Australia. Will the cables work? We'll have koalas chew through them. The internet works in Australia. Unbelievable. How are you?
I'm really, really well. How are you, Mark? Thank you so much for having me.
I'm terrific. Is that a fake backdrop or real? Because it's like the middle of the night there, isn't it? Or
No,
no?
uh, it is Tuesday morning. I am literally ahead of you for the very first time ever in our lives.
Amazing, amazing. Morning in Australia. I'm having such an Australia week, Maria, a crazy Australia week. Last night I saw Monty Franklin. Do you know who he is? He's
Well,
a
I
he's
mean,
a
I don't know him personally, but yes.
he's from Melbourne, I think, and he's I would say one of the more famous Australian comedians. He headlined Comedy Works last night and all Valentine's Day weekend, and then this Wednesday, I don't know if you know this fella, but Amos Gill. You ever heard of him? He's from Adelaide.
I think he may have been on a festival in Adelaide.
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
possible?
He toured for a while with Jim Jeffries and is now passed at the Comedy Cellar. And I'm really excited to be with him on Wednesday. And now tonight I'm with Maria Herman from where in Australia are you?
So I'm in Perth, Western Australia.
Okay. Okay. So
The
I've been all around. I got Melbourne, I got Perth, I got Adelaide.
and now you've come to the best. You saved the best for last.
Okay. Terrific. Terrific.
Yeah.
So I want to dig into the show I've done of yours out in San Diego, California, long, long way away. Comedy Heights, really just an incredible like I have had some amazing experiences there. Some terrific comedians. I mean, you booked killers out of Los Angeles. So why don't you start? Did you start Comedy Heights?
So Al Gavi had started doing a show at Twigs, and he was struggling, to be honest, to have the show
Okay.
every Saturday night. And I had just started comedy. I think that I knew that he was thinking about this show, and I was on another show with him at a restaurant that was every Wednesday night, and he had asked me if I would start booking this show on a Wednesday night. And I said, look, I've only been on stage twice. Are you sure that I'm the right person?
Right.
and, uh, and that's kind of how I started. I started booking this first show, and uh, and it went so well that he said, why don't you help me with a show on Saturday night? And I said, look, I will. But in the short time that I've been doing this, I've learned we're going to, do a whole lot, because he was doing it once a month. He said, I think we'll do a whole lot better if we go once a week. And then my big request, which was at the time such a diversion from what everyone was doing, that I was very surprised that Al said yes. And my big request was, I want the show to be PG-13, because all of the clubs allowed anyone to do anything. And my take was that you could go to a club and get that, and which was anything at the time, or you could come to us and know exactly what you were going to get. And not only that, if you wanted to bring someone under 21, which of course you couldn't do to a club, that could be us. And I said, well, the clubs have got this 21 and above, and whoever wants to go to see anything, and we can have everyone else. we could just scoop up everyone else. And at the time there were some comedians who were just, they were needing to stage time to, get their late TV, sets organized. And so we had a great pool of people to, draw from, who were thankful that they were getting the right audience, and that they had a show that was completely supportive for the kind of content that, they wanted to perform on stage. So it
Yeah,
worked.
so when I was introduced to the show, it was marketed as a clean show,
Yeah.
and that's unique and original. You don't see that. I mean, I would say Comedy Heights is the best clean comedy show in America. I've done
Thank you.
probably 10 states I've done clean shows in, and a lot of them stink. They're not very good. And yours, like one of the times I was there, Orion Levine was practicing a late night set, and it was amazing. He was so, I mean, what an incredible comedian. And sometimes clean comics, they don't have the same tricks that a dirty comic can use, and they might not be quite as funny, but you guys have really cultivated a very strong lineup every week from what I've seen.
That is my goal. We've been going more than 15 years now. And
That's incredible as well. 15 plus years for a show. That's almost unheard of. Is it like, have you
well,
heard of a show that's been going longer?
to be honest, like I said, when Al first approached me and all of this, I was just a baby. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to bring. This is what I think we should do. I think when I told Al that I'd like to write a mission statement for our show, I thought he thought I was probably crazy. I just come out
Right.
of fundraising for foster children. I mean, I've been a journalist. I had all this other background. I said, if we have an idea of what we want to achieve long term, then we can stick to that brand. Basically, if we create a brand that says our mission is to support clean comedy and to create an environment that the audience loves and that the comics look forward to performing on, like that's always the goal. So I've never diverted from the mission. The mission's always stayed the same. And we're really lucky that just we've had continued support from the audience and obviously from the comedians who are booked several months in advance, as you well know. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've
I
just
imagine over 15 years, there have been some bumps in the road. What would have been some challenges along the way?
COVID.
Sure. What did you do during the pandemic? Did you just shut down or did you go
Yeah,
online?
I was actually I was doing a run in the desert, and I had noticed that these clubs in Arizona, they were open. People weren't too concerned. But when I got back to San Diego, it felt as though something bad was going to happen. And I literally got back on a Saturday. I said to Al, look, we have a small club, people are packed in, and it seems like it's just not going to be a bad idea. And we literally canceled that night. And
Mm.
I think they did all the closures started the following week. I think we were early,
Mm.
but yeah, I could see the writing on the wall, and we were closed for seven. No, at the time we had another show at Bay Bridge Brewing, which was outdoors, and we
Mhm.
actually that show. We were able to open that show within a few months, I think. So
Okay.
um, that was so lucky, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. And I think you've lost a venue before and come back from that. Can you talk about that at all?
That was really hard. We had for a long time the show, even though the show is called Comedy Heights, because the location was at Twigs, it was next to a coffee shop. A lot of people just called the show Twigs. And in fact, I had someone reach out
Maria,
yesterday.
we got a comment from online. Oh my gosh, it's old people. What is
Oh,
this? You young person? Get back on your, I guess you are on your phone right now. Scroll over to TikTok.
um, at the at the time we were
Hold on, we
Twigs.
got one more. Why?
Okay.
Trust me, buddy. It's going to happen to you too. Time. There's no escaping it. You will be old someday. You're getting
Are you do you get
roasted by the online
these
community.
comments all the time, Mark?
What's that?
I said, do you get these comments all the time?
Yeah, that's kind of unusual, I would say.
Wonderful. Well, that makes me feel good. Thank you so much, whoever that was. Well, I am a day older than the rest of you because it is Tuesday. So
Nice
um,
one. Well played. Well played.
um, so basically we closed within a couple of days. I had booked comics out for months. We'd been there for more than 10 years, and a new owner had decided to close and was looking at Um, I'm reading them as they're coming in now. So,
Yes.
and so we're getting roasted or toasted. I'm not really sure.
Uh,
It's kind of hot
Who
outside.
knows?
Um, uh, yeah, so we had to, scramble, put the comics, on hold, which was awful because you've given up
Mm,
a weekend to go somewhere else.
right.
It took us a couple of
So
months,
how did
and
you hold on, I might have missed this between the roasting. So how
sure,
did Twigs let you know, like how much notice did you get?
basically 4 days. Not
Jeez.
even. I mean, we had the show on a Saturday night, but by Monday we knew that we weren't going to have another show on Saturday night. They closed us on Monday.
Oof.
Um, so what do? We had no show the following week. And I started looking around at venues, and there was one venue I'd always had my eye on. If we did another show and I really liked
Yeah.
it, or COVID, it had a regular show and it had a regular following. Dustin Nickerson was doing a Tuesday night show at this venue, and I'd been on the show many times, and it was just really great, a really great space. And so, we contacted the owner. After some time, they agreed to have us, because COVID had changed their, what they were doing. They changed to a new normal. So they had changed the room that had been used. And yeah, they agreed for us to go back, and it's been great ever since. So yeah, we're really, really loving it. And that's
Um,
Lestat's, if I hadn't mentioned it. So
Lestat's is the new home, and you're still there. I
yes.
don't think I've seen that. How does it compare to Twigs, which I think is the only one I've been to?
Twigs was a very small room, and Lestat's is much bigger. It had a dedicated stage area, and it's a great room. It's almost like a little theater. So it's
Yeah,
perfect
it's
for
nice and
us.
wide. It reminded me of McDougal Comedy Cellar.
Yeah, so we're still next to a coffee shop. It's the same deal.
Cool.
Um, it's every Friday and Saturday night, which was what we really wanted to do at Twigs, and we were never
Oh,
able
no
to accommodate.
kidding. You guys are two
Yeah,
nights a week now?
that's right. So then
Wow.
comedians, we always felt like, well, yeah, we get these great comedians on a Saturday, but we can't accommodate them on a Friday, which is when we started the brewing show, which was in Chula Vista at a brewing company, and that worked for a long time. But COVID, after some time with COVID, they couldn't hold on, even though we had these great shows outside. But by that time, we kept going with Twigs. Then they changed, so then we're at a Stats, but we're like, oh, the same show in this at the same venue, night after night was actually ideal. So it really worked out for us. Yeah.
Do you get a different headliner each night, or do you typically book a headliner for both nights?
Both nights. So we basically have the
Okay.
same lineup for both nights. That's what we were doing at, like in our previous formula, at two different venues, because I can't have a comedian come from somewhere and just have the one night. So that way I'd be booking them for
Yeah.
the 2 nights. Now they're at the same venue. So it's
Do
much
do
easier.
audience members ever come to both shows? Or do they
I am
typically you basically guide them to go to one of the shows of the weekend?
sure we have that one guy. I'm sure we have that one guy, but yeah, I will. I'm going to say most likely not, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
I think you've had some pretty famous people on your stages. Do you wanna talk about that a little bit?
Oh, sure. Vicky Barblak used to be a regular. She was on AGT. Last Comic Standing, Dat Fan. He was the original winner of Last Comic Standing. He's been on the show. I mean, there's a lot of famous people, but probably the one I'm most chuffed about was a young girl that I had on the original, like the Wednesday night, like a little restaurant show when I was just starting out as a booker. And she had been on the show as a guest for doing 10 minutes. And I said, like, how much time do you actually have? Because I'd really like you to headline. And she said, I only have 20 minutes. And I said, look, I tell you what, I'll have your headline, but then I'll just beef up the rest of the lineup, but you'll still do your 20 minutes at the end. And she said, it's the first time I'm going to headline. I'm like, well, that's great. Because you got something, girl. You're really funny. And that was Taylor Tomlinson. And we've been lucky enough to have her on the show many times after that. Of course, obviously, she's welcome. Our doors are open. And she's headlined many, many times. And of course, at the time, she was only doing clean comedy. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever have Nate Bargatze?
We did.
No way. I mean, that's incredible. You've had Taylor Tomlinson and Nate Bargatze? Unbelievable.
Yeah, a couple of times. Yeah. So it's funny how you watch these people go up. And I mean, I see so many videos every week of people coming through, and sometimes you can just feel that they've got something, and then later when you see where they've got to. Are you okay? Are you all right? Did I say something that made you choke? I'll take it back. I take it back. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Are you okay?
Nate Bargatze, are you kidding me? Wow. I apologize. Careful drinking that water. Holy cow. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Let me see.
You were talking about people being special. You could see.
Well, Taylor is probably the one where I really noticed. I don't know. You could tell. Everybody could tell. Everybody was talking about her, but we get so many people every year, especially like if they're on a festival or if, like in San Diego, or if they come to like the Comic-Con, they always drop in. So every year we've had somebody will drop in for 5 minutes, and it could be anyone. Like I'm just off the top of my head.
Have you had Alice Wetterland? Do you know who that is?
No, I don't think we have. But then, sometimes I'm not at the show during Comic-Con, and they may. Al doesn't always tell me exactly who's going to drop in, but they may. Right. It's rare. Usually, I know exactly who's going to be on stage. But also, it's been more than 15 years, and so there's a good chance I'm not going to remember everybody.
Sure. Yeah, of course. That's a tall task. All right, we got a question from online, from North Carolina in America. Do you prepare any differently when you book a name, like somebody famous, when it comes to hospitality, or these people have a rider, or are they low maintenance? And as an addendum, I'll just add, were these people names when you worked with them?
So, no, we don't do anything differently. Okay. No, we don't have a big budget. And we let everyone know that ahead of time. In spite of that, we still have people who want to be on the show, and I'm very upfront about our low budget. We want to be able to provide a show that's as good for the comedians to perform as it is for the audience. And so, it hasn't been about we're going to make $100,000 for ourselves every year, or so our focus hasn't been on that. In which case, everybody's in the same boat, and we're very sad to lose people if they need more to be able to come, which we understand completely. I mean, if you walked by us, you'd say we're like a neighborhood show. We've got a nice marquee above the door, but no, we don't prepare any differently. And sadly, we don't provide hospitality. So we do have a regular on the show who always says, if you need somewhere for a comedian to stay, they can stay with me on the couch. So there's some very nice people in the audience. I don't think anyone's actually taken this guy up on his offer, but that may be because he looks like he hasn't combed his hair in about a month. But listen, the offer's out there.
Sure. That's terrific. Let's talk a little bit about Australia. So are you on vacation? Are you from Australia? How do you do your your San Diego comedy work from Australia. Are you hitting mics in Australia? Are you doing shows? Does Perth have an English language comedy scene? You would hope they would.
Yeah, you would love the scene. And it is not clean. There's
Okay.
not one clean show to be found. Um, so when I come out here, it's usually around the Perth Festival. And so I hop on some shows at the festival, and I've had my own show here, and it's a lot of fun. And you meet a lot of people, as you do at many of the festivals. And the scene here is great. There's a really good club in town, but most of them are at bars. Surprise, surprise,
Okay.
comedians and the audience members love to drink in Australia, like a lot.
Yep.
But what they do here, because of that, there's an intermission. So they run the show very differently. And I think they do that in Canada. Perhaps also they do it in England. They'll so the
Yeah.
MC is oftentimes my job. You're basically doing two sets on the one
That's great.
show.
What I've heard is overseas, when they have intermission shows, the MC is usually the strongest act.
Right. Yeah, it's really important because you've got to carry those people, into the next part, because in the second half, usually it's just the MC and then the headliner. So yeah, it's a great spot. I love it. So
Cool.
yeah, I'm
That's
looking
neat. So
out
what
there.
is the Perth Festival? That's a comedy festival?
It's not just comedy, it's a lot of different things. So
Okay.
much like the Edinburgh Festival, which I've done a few times in Scotland, it's a really large festival that includes music and different kinds of comedy, acting, just whatever, melange.
Cool. Uh,
They have this.
have you done a fringe festival in America?
I believe that I did I think I've done San Diego. The San Diego Festival, the Fringe
Okay.
Festival, but it would
Okay.
have been a long time ago. Yeah, I've done more
Okay.
international festivals, to be honest. I've done Amsterdam and Edinburgh. Um, yeah.
Tell us about Edinburgh. That's fascinating. Was it
Oh,
like, it's supposed to be very
so
difficult now.
um, it was great. I did it for multiple years with Laura Hayden and Charlene May out of Los Angeles,
Okay.
and we'd go there as a trio. And basically, the way that old Edinburgh is, you've got cobblestone streets and like buildings that are hundreds and hundreds of years old. And so you're walking up and down into cute, little venues or a yurt. And then you could have like an enormous venue. I mean, they're all completely different. It is so interesting for an audience to arrive there, let alone a comedian. You get your steps in every day, twice a day. And you see comedians from all over the world. It's a great, just like melting pot of comedy, and you barely get any sleep. The shows run from 8 in the morning till 2 at night. And so you could be on like 11 shows in one day, and they're all at different venues with different kinds of audience members. And it's mind blowing. It's like being a kid in a candy store for a comedian. I mean, it's fantastic.
Cool. Cool. So do you go back once a year to Australia? Is that the
I go
basic?
back every year. This is my home. My family's
Okay.
here. My mother has her birthday in a few days. She'll be 93, and then the family from all
Wow.
over come visit. So
Fun.
in here, and if that guy is still there, like she's really, really old. Like she's
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. Do you,
We're all
so,
living
and
life
how does
here.
it work? How does it work managing the show in America? Do you just let Al run it, or do you still run it with a time delay?
Al runs the show in person, and I book the show from anywhere, wherever I am, every day from anywhere all over the world.
Okay.
And so I've been lucky enough to have the freedom to go and tour. And so that's what I've taken advantage of as I've been producing the show. Because who wouldn't want to do that?
Right.
So Al's been
So
fantastic. He's always a man on the ground. The show runs on time, every Friday
yeah,
and
he's great.
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of touring, you worked for a company where you hosted for a while. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm not going to give
Uh,
them the airtime right here. But you would go
okay.
around the country.
Yes. Yes, I know who
What's
you're
that?
talking
Sorry.
about.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't want me to
yeah.
say.
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious about your experience because I don't know. Do you have any thoughts or comments about
I had a
how
wonderful.
did you get in the first place? Were you a participant originally?
I think I did the show maybe once. I think at the time when I met them, they were doing a show in San Diego at what was the Comedy Palace.
Okay.
And I was running a show there with Martina Trucci, and I was running that show every Thursday. I did it for a couple of years. And
Okay.
so I believe that's how I, kind of made the connection with them. And I'm a host by nature. So even though I do a lot of other sets, I have hosted for them. I hosted for them several times in different cities, and I really enjoyed the experience. I got to
Okay.
meet a lot of friends, and I've also got to through them and through the Mic Drop now, which is the new venue at the Comedy Palace, which is amazing. They did an amazing redo of that club. I've got to teach hosting, so that's
Oh,
just been
cool.
a
You got any
wonderful
top tips for us?
hot tips.
Top tips. Top tips for hosting.
Top tips for hosting.
Yeah.
Uh, I've got so many tips for hosting. I give everybody one sheet and then spend like 2 hours. Top tips: know how to pronounce the comedians who are going to be on the show. Know how to pronounce their names. Um, uh, don't blend in with the backdrop. Know your backdrop before you get there. Have fun. Remember, this isn't about you. Have a good time. This is about like bringing on the other comedians and connect with the audience. There's nothing more important than just making a friend of the audience and knowing the other comedians have, a great foothold to be able to get on stage. I always try to get the audience to, because when they come in, they're all, unless they're just a fantastic audience to start with, they're usually, just sitting at their tables quietly. But as a host, it's your job to make them a one cohesive body. And so I try to get them to applaud for something 3 times. So as long as
Yeah.
they're like, the first time you come out, that's your first applause. So I don't know, like you find ways. You
That's
have your
incredible. What you've already shared is amazing.
you get them to be cohesive, like a flock, like they're moving.
Yes.
And I usually do a lot of crowd work, but that's not always everyone's, comfort zone. But
Right.
have eye contact and talk to them. So yeah, probably that's those are the hot tips.
Outstanding. Outstanding. All right. Well, we're going to start winding down. Where can people find Comedy Heights and get tickets? Are they free? Do you pay for them? I'm not really sure. And where do people find you?
So Comedy Heights is in San Diego, California. It is next to Lestat's coffee shop. You can literally go on Google. We have been posting for 15 years, twice a week. So we're at the top of the listings. It's 3343 Adams Avenue, next to Lestat's. Give yourself time to find parking, please. And you can get tickets online, and they're only $5. So it's
Nice.
pretty easy. Yeah.
That's awesome. And where can folks find you?
Find me on Instagram, Maria Herman Comedy, and had to go from there.
All right, outstanding. Thank you so much for joining from Australia. I look forward to for it to be Tuesday where you are. And I want to say hello to Ben. Ben just popped in at the last second. We had a great episode. What an incredible episode. We talked about Australia. We talked about hosting. We had like a mini masterclass on hosting. We talked about Comedy Heights, which is a 15-year clean comedy show that's had notable folks like Nate Bargatze, who's now selling. He sold like 90,000 tickets in Denver in a day and a half. At 3 times he sold out the 30,000 ball arena, and he did Twigs way back in the day with, I don't know, 75 people or something like that. That's incredible. And Taylor Tomlinson. And it's just been so nice talking to you, Maria. Stick around for a second. We're back every Monday night. Everybody tune in to Always Bookin Comedy. We'll see you next week.